Good evening, friends, followers and channel members. Welcome to stream number 2 today. It has been a long time since I've had a chance to do 2 streams in one day. But hopefully for those of you that were around this afternoon, you enjoyed the base training for an hour or so. It was good fun, wasn't it? And something a little bit different. If you did enjoy that, then let me know, and we may be able to get some more in at some point. And of course, we can do base training anywhere in the world, really, as long as the runway is long enough. And you obviously don't want it surrounded by terrain either. So, welcome to all of you on board. Welcome to the Tuesday night Real Ops live stream. It is a all French affair this evening, as we depart Paris, Orly, for Montpellier. Now, I'm looking forward to this simply because I have never landed in Montpellier, so it's going to be nice to do something different. We're going to have to pay extra special attention to the charts and things, so we don't get caught out by anything that we may see. So, good evening to Iluan, Dr. Magic, Barry, Matt, and Matt. I'm a rose and a field of daisies. Oh, I hope that's a compliment. Cardinal 22, hello. Theum and Tarnish, good to see you. Von McLean, thanks for coming on board tonight. Kim on Facebook, good evening to you. Lee Warwick Learning, Chris Shaw, Tom C. I did get your email. I have a feeling I've sent you the wrong file. My apologies. I'll try and sort that out. I must be addicted to this flight sim. I think most of us here are, aren't we? Nicholas Rees, hello. I'm trying to treat you today because it's been so long since we've had time for 2 streams in one day. So looking forward to this. Stall, 10 degrees in Montpellier with clouds. Nice. We are on live weather, so we'll see if we can see if that matches up. Danny, good evening to you as well. And Mixed Tricks, hello. Okay, now we are on live weather. We are not on live time. It may look like it because it's dark, but actually this flight in real life departs in the morning. So I thought we'd go ahead and do an early morning flight. So at some point the sun should come up, and it should be dawn. So we're going to get a dark takeoff and hopefully a bit of sunlight by the time we get there. JT, greetings from New Zealand. Wow, it must be morning where you are. Okay, so for those of you who are watching the stream on YouTube, here comes our operational flight plan. For anybody that wants to peruse that, we are on VATSIM, of course, as always. So we shall check to see, have we got any ATC? I actually don't think we have. We've got some ATC down in Marseille, so there's a potential we may get some ATC bringing us into Montpellier. It depends if they're still there when we get there. Bruno, hello, and GD, you're addicted there as well. You spend more time in your gaming chair than on your sofa. Well, that's good, I guess. Okay, TM, hello. Christopher Shaw, I have absolutely no idea what time I've said. I don't know if it's 06:15 hours in the morning. Maybe. Lee, you only got this game. Lee Ellingham, you only got this game because of my streams. Oh wow, I've cost you at least 60 quid. Right, and Bruno, hello from Brazil. UK Rail TV, it's been a while. Good to see you. DC Gert, hello. Exciting, you're waiting for the result of your COVID test. Oh, good lord. Well, if you're positive, we have to kick you off. Right then, let's look at getting things sorted and get on board. As technically we're simulating the first flight of the day. It's cold and dark, but the GPU is obviously connected. Let's get those batteries on, connect the external power up. Let's get some lights in here, shall we? So we're going to go ahead and we'll do all the flows that we would normally do when we are cold and dark. In fact, I forgot to do the CRV test on that first flow. There we go. I don't do cold and dark setups anymore. They just sometimes to save time. Time is a very precious commodity in my life these days. So we'll leave the fueling pumps off. Ooh, that's a good point. Let me not camera, wrong one. Let me get rid of the fuel. Make it a bit more realistic. There we go. And of course the passenger weights. Right. APU test. And engine 1. Engine 2. Matt, am I going to do a stream on Thursday? Would love a nice Thanksgiving stream. I normally can get a Thursday stream in, but it's daytime, which means it's usually quite early for you guys over in the USA. Because I do work on Thursday evenings, which is why when they did the sim update number 7, my stream following that was actually rather late. So there we are. Dark Fury, it's given you 12 left, has it? Oh well, we shall see. Actually, I could see that. I could see that. We might have to check which one's been used in real life. The winds at Montpellier 050 at 12. I mean, the best thing to do, of course, is just jump on flight radar 24 and have a quick look. That said, Montpellier is not the busiest airport in the world, so there is a chance that there's a chance there's probably nothing arriving now. I think there's 2 or 3 flights arriving in real life. The last one, Air Arabia, landed. It did land on runway. What runway we planned? It did land on runway 30 right. I want to leave it runway 30 right for now. I think it's preferred. It keeps. It brings us in over the sea. But if anyone has local knowledge, then feel free to correct us on that. QNH here 1027. And add skid is on. Let's just turn up a little bit of the brightness on there. I also should have turned up the brightness on here. Now we've done the APU fire test as well. Let's get that running. 1, 2, 3. And that's started. Okay, so now it's done. Let's come down to the pedestal. Let's check. We're currently on Unicom. Guards 1215. Flight deck door is open. All radars, etc. off. Switching panel. Thrust lever. Oh, what's going on there? That's better. Thrust levers where they should be. Engine masters. Speed brake. Flaps. Parking brake set. Transponder should be off. And we'll just change that to 2000. There we go. Let's go up to the glare shield then. I think the initial climb out here is flight level 130. We'll double check that a little bit later on, but we'll turn that on. Set that QNH 1027. Constraints on. Flight directors 1 and 2 on. Not quite sure why in a cold and dark setup flight directors are on, but never mind. Don't need to turn the screens up too bright until the sun appears. So I don't mind turning the eCam streams up. And we'll leave those where they are. Right, let's check out the VATSIM menu and get our simulator linked to SimBrief. 1 hour and 10 minutes the flight time today. Michael, for some reason the stream is a max of 720 for you. Not sure why. That said, I've been having some problems with my internet today. So I'm wondering what the bandwidth is like. I wonder what the stream was earlier today. Anyway, let's clear that. AOC menu. Weights and balance page. We'll have a look at refueling as well. Let's request that. We have got a payload of 16952, yeah, 16592, 0 fuel weight 63.2, they are all correct, so let's just start adding that weight to the aircraft. For those of you that have perused the operational flight plan, check the weather as I did before the stream, we're going to go ahead, we're going to load 5.8 tons. I see no reason why we should worry about getting into Montpellier this evening, lovely weather, so let's go ahead and request that. And refueling has started, around 6 minutes. Christopher Shaw, is it 720 for you? I'm really not sure what's happening there, so apologies guys for that. How strange. I'll have a look into it. But yeah, my internet speed today has been shocking, so anything could happen. But at least we're here, so that's that's something. Refilling underway, APU's now available. Let's get the APU bleed on, and we'll give that a minute or so before we can start boarding passengers. I think the jetway is connected as well. Danny, is the base flight only 720 max as well? Ah, it's annoying, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so that's all set up. Let's now have a look then at the box. A couple of things I needed to check. IRS is aligned. ECAM status is all good. Pressure page is fine. Right. 3 nav green. And aircraft status, correct engines, correct air cycle. Okay, ACARS uplink. Alternate today is Marseille, Lima, Fox, Mike, Lima, which is interesting because I've never landed at Marseille either, so if anything went wrong, or we had to divert for whatever reason. Flight number today, oh yeah, this annoyed me. It shouldn't do really, it's nobody's fault. But the flight number today is EasyJet Europe, so Alpine, 631, and we are 631 Juliet. The real flight call sign for this flight is 631 November. But that was in use, so we opted for 631 Juliet. So that's all set. Cost index of 8, flight level 330 minus 55. What's the tropo? It's about 35,000 feet. That's not a million miles off, to be fair. Happy to pop that just there. Right, time to get passengers on board. Let's get the packs on. 1 and 2. Right, let's tell the cabin crew they can start the flight and we can begin boarding.
Cabin crew, we're all happy with how things are up here, so we're going to open the doors and start letting our passengers on board. Thank you. No problem.
The jetway is already connected. Passengers are now starting to come on board. Mark, I use a fuel factor of +10 at the moment in debrief. I think I can drop that, to be honest with you. I might need to go back to +8. Although it's, I don't know, it's not far off. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. We'll check it out on the flight today. Right, so flight plan. We are expecting a departure runway 07. That is the Rixu 9 Golf. There it is. And then landing. It's going to be runway 03. No, it isn't. It's 30 right. 30 right. Zulu. That is the Men 6 Tango. And no veers, really? Well, on, let's insert that. Let's see what it brings up. Just go through there, clear the discontinuity out, and just want to see what's happening at the other end. So where is that arrival? Let's check it with the charts. So the 6 Tango is Diva Rusko. S Big Oslot Aztec. I must just. Maybe it's because there is just one, but yeah, that's that is indeed correct, or is it? Ah, that's not quite correct. So, oh, actually, no, it is correct. It is correct. It is correct, yeah, so it's down here, 6 Tango, 6 Tango, to Valag, and then over the Fox Juliet Romeo VOR, out to Aztec, and then back round. Yep, that's fine. So, let's just move that out of the way, and let's just check what that looks like on the plan. There's our departure. There we go. There is a little bit of some strange stuff going on just here. I imagine that will change and sort itself out as we get closer. And if not, we can just do this teardrop approach in heading mode or track mode. So that's okay. Right, let's pop that back into ARC. Onto the RadNav page. Now, to be fair, I don't know all that well. So a couple of things will pop in here. We've got the Papa Oscar Yankee for VOR1, and this is just for our situational awareness. That's all we need there. On the fixers page, I'm going to add in our engine out holding point, which is Mulba, M-U-L-B-A. Not in day space, really? Oh, hang on. I think my writing's poor. Should be M-O-L-B-A. Let's try that. There it is. Okay, and I can also add the other radial for that as well, which is 133. And that's our engine out holding point sorted. If I just zoom out, we should be able to see that on the plan. There it is. Onto the init B page then. Our zero fuel weight refueling is completed, isn't it? Yeah, zero fuel weight is all completed. Trip wind, what do we have today? We have a trip wind of 12, or plus 12. Sorry, minus 12, headwind of 12. Fuel planning, 4 tons, we've got 5.7 on board. That gives us a takeoff weight then of 68.7, which is just slightly above the max landing weight by about a ton or so. So we need to be aware of that if we had a problem and needed to come back. Fuel for the alternate is 1.4 tons. So that's all done and gives us an extra 20 minutes of flying time. Onto the performance page then. Transition altitude here in Paris, 5,000 feet. Now, noise abatement 1 departure. Haven't done this for a while. Actually, I can't remember the last time we did this. So thrust reduction is 1,777. Acceleration is 3,277. Engine out is 1,277. Flaps 1. Let's not try and put 1,277 into the flex takeoff field, shall we? Flaps 1, V2, VR, and V1. Check those characteristic speeds, F, S, and O, and also if we check out the actual departure, there is no speed restrictions apart from the usual 250 knot restriction. Right, that is the box then, all set up for everyone. So let's have a chat about the overall brief. Weather here in Paris this evening, or this morning, on sim time. There you go, there's our sim time, just gone 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, weather's absolutely fine here. We've got all the airport, nice runway, choice of 2 runways if we need them. So getting back into Orly is not going to be an issue. We are above the maximum landing weight though, so we'd need to run the overweight landing checklist if we needed to come back in straight away. Aircraft is the developer version of the A320NX, which features an in-opt terrain radar, in-opt weather radar, no predictive wind shear, in-opt TCAS. So we need to make sure we're not going any faster than 1500 feet per minute as we approach our target altitude, so we're not setting off any TCAS alarms for any other aircraft. No attempts to be aware of, nothing here in Paris. Threats to be aware of, well, the busy airspace here in Paris, of course. Very, very busy airspace. So if we had ATC, we really need to be paying attention and doing exactly what they say. Make sure we're nice on the SID and not doing and flying anywhere that we shouldn't be. Threats to be aware of then is that's the biggest threat. It is the amount of traffic around us. Minimum safe altitude is 3,200 feet on departure. Right, let's talk about how we're going to get from here to the runway. So we are parked at stand Romeo 22 and our departure runway is 07, which is all the way across the other side of the airfield. So what we are going to do is we are going to push back. We'll push back facing west, and then we will taxi down on Whiskey. Now I don't actually know how this would be done. I'm not too familiar with Paris Orly and how they would do it, but we'd obviously push back on Whiskey 3, and then if any aircraft have landed and want to obviously be pushing back and taking off, then I'm going to find it prudent not to be taxiing around all the way on Whiskey 3. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take Lima Sierra, then Whiskey 2. From Whiskey 2, we can then go on to Lima 4, I think it is. Yeah, we'll take Lima 4. And from Lima 4, we are then on to November. Holding point, well, from Lima 4, we'll then taxi down on November and hold short at Whiskey 37. Let me double check that no ATC is online, otherwise they're going to give me something completely different. But they're not, so it looks like we're on our own. So that's how we are going to do the taxi then. Takeoff is straight out to Papa Oscar 081, and nice on nav departure. It's going to be autopilot on nice and early. No speed restrictions during any of the turns, anything like that. So yeah, we can accelerate at the acceleration altitude, level off, etc. A reminder, it's noise mate 1 departure, so we're not going to accelerate until we're above 3,000 feet. 3,277 to be exact. Okay, let's double check our departure emergency briefing. So with no ATC online, if I need to stop the aircraft, I'll just make a quick call on Unicom. Once stopped on the taxi, we'll try and figure out the problem there and then run any ECAN drills as necessary. If not, then we'll have to sadly return to the stand and it'll be a short stream. On departure then, if I have any problems or warnings before 100 knots, then I'll consider stopping, but after 100 knots and up to V1, I will only stop for the uninhibited ECAN warnings or cautions, an engine fire or failure, with or without thrust loss, or if I think the aircraft's just completely unsafe to fly. If something happens, then I'll make that decision to either stop or go. If I do decide to stop, we'll call stop nice and clearly, go max reverse, keep the aircraft nice and straight on the runway, use manual braking if auto brake isn't stopping us as well as I think it should, and if we've had an engine fire warning, I'll also attempt to point the aircraft into the wind. Once we've come to a stop, we'll stow the reverses, set the parking brakes, then check the ECAM and fault lights to just confirm why it is that we have stopped. Once we've established the cause of the failure, can either complete the ECAM drill and then we'll vacate. But of course, if we had an engine fire warning, then we consider running the evacuation checklist. Not said this for a while, but always pause before running that evacuation checklist, because if we are going to run that, then passengers are going to be hurt. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get a full board of passengers down those slides without some injuries, albeit minor, but there you are. If we have a failure after V1, we will get the aircraft into the air. If it's an engine failure, we'll fly it using the standard technique, 12.5 degree pitch initially, and then following SRS and rudder to counter the yaw. Once the aircraft has a positive rate of climb, I'll get that gear up, trim out the yaw, and engage the autopilot. We'll pull the honeybugs as well nice and early so we don't continue to fly out on the SID, non-standard engine out procedure, but we'll talk about that in a second. We'll confirm the failure once we're above 400 feet, and then once the engine is secured and we're above that single engine acceleration altitude, then we'll push the level off, accelerate, retract flaps on schedule, and then at green dot go open climb, set MCT. Standard engine out procedure here at 1800 feet. It's a right turn to the Marlborough holding point, and the entry for that is 313 degrees, and the hold is right turns. Once we're in the hold, we'll then decide what it is we're going to do. Okay, I can see a few of you just mentioning a little bit of local knowledge for you guys, from you guys rather, regarding the runway being used for takeoff. But yeah, I'm going to stick with runway 07 for takeoff, even if it's not specifically correct. We've got no ATC to tell us otherwise, so we can go with that. Right, that is the emergency brief all completed. I think boarding's completed as well. And our Latin VFR jetway is now retracting.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our EasyJet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free, and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Excellent.
One of the things I didn't bring into the scan during the brief there was our initial climb. So our initial climb clearance is flight level 130, and we've already got that set up, as you can see. Okay, we'll welcome everyone on board just while I do a couple of more checks, and then it's going to be time to run the before start checklist.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself, the first officer, and the cabin crew, may I welcome you on board this EasyJet aircraft for your flight today. The ground crew and the fueling crew have all finished, and we're just about finished with all our cockpit preparation up here. The cabin crew are making their final checks as they work through the cabin, so if you could please get yourselves sat down comfortably with your seatbelts securely fastened and give them their full attention as they begin their safety briefing. A big welcome on board today to our EasyJet Sim Pilot members, who of course are welcome to free complimentary drinks throughout the flight. Once we reach our cruising altitude, our cabin service will commence, and the cabin crew will be able to provide you with drinks, snacks and merchandise throughout the duration.
Traffic Alpine
Once again, I'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with EasyJet today. We'll have an update for you when we are airborne.
I've just heard someone on VATSIM that was my initial call sign that I was going to be doing. That's the real one, 631 November. Where's 631 Juliet? So we've also got another threat there. We've got two call signs that are very, very similar. HD, it's morning here in the simulator. Right, so that's all good. Let's run our before start checklist. So our cockpit preparation is complete. Signs are on and auto. Ideas, we've got 3 knot green. Fuel quantity is 5760 kilograms, checked and balanced. The FMGS is set, altimeter 1027. Now, there's no ATC to get any pushback clearance from.
Departure 44 on departure 07, leg go 9RX departure.
So, with that, we'll just let everyone know that we are going to get ready to go. Paris Orly traffic Alpine 631 Juliet, pushing back from stand Romeo 22 onto Whiskey 3. the strobes on, check the acupressure and transponder. Parking brakes are set.
Cockpit to ground. Ground, please cancel pushback operation.
Roger, pushback cancelled.
Cancelled? Come back. Not done with you.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Mateo, thank you for subscribing. Hope you're having a good day.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The
Cabin
parking
crew, we're
brakes
back
are
with the
set.
pushback.
You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
I thought I'd turn that lifting thing off.
Standing by for pushback.
Maybe I have to do that every time, which is a little bit annoying. Before start checklist below the line, then windows and doors are closed and armed. Beacon light is on. Paranoia check. Beacon light is on. Mobile phone is on silent. Parking brake is set. Let's have a quick look behind us. Yep, we're good.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brakes set.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
Yeah, we'll start in the sequence.
Okay, don't want to go back too fast, so we'll just slow that down a little bit, and let's get those engines started. So, engine mode selected to start, and starting engine 1. Just keep an eye on what's happening behind us. Thankfully, I think we are in the clear somewhat. Might struggle with some frame rates here around Paris, particularly with my internet being so slow today. Let's blame Sky,
Ladies
shall
and
we?
gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft.
Theum, good spot, my friend,
Safety
thank you.
card is in your seat pocket, showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your
Dave
nose
Hudson, I've just
and
seen
mouth.
that. You were grabbing a
Hold in
coffee
place
and
with
missed the
the
brief.
strap.
I'll have to do it all again.
Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat.
Much easier doing the
Put it over
pushback
your
from
head.
outside.
Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together
Starting engine 2.
and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed,
And we
armrest
can
down,
stop that there.
window blinds open,
Okay,
and
pushback
seatbelt
completed.
fastened.
Please set your parking
We
brake.
wish you pleasant with EasyJet.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Ground startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Cleared to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
So,
Holding
watching
position, waiting for the visual.
engine
Thank you.
2's parameters. There's a word I don't think I've said live before. There we go. Right, so the after start flows. Engine mode selector to normal. APU off. APU bleed, etc. Anti-ice is not required.
All traffic
Spoilers, rudder, flaps. Okay, after start checklist. Anti-ice is off. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trim 24, rudder trim 0. Do a flight control check while we're here in stationary, so full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right, rudder, full left, and neutral. Pushback tug is clear. We'll announce where we're going. Paris Orly traffic Alpine 631 Juliet, taxi now via Whiskey 3 Lima Sierra Whiskey 2 Lima 4 to holding point Whiskey 37 for a runway 07 departure.
Paris Orly traffic aircraft 15 Whiskey line at runway 07.
So it's had a little bit of thrust, and I'm glued to my charts here, so we don't get lost. I don't know this airport. Two airports that I don't know very well. Maybe I should have added that in the brief. I said it at the start, but technically it's a threat. We don't want to get lost after all, do we? So we're going to take a right-hand turn in a moment onto Lima Sierra. Let's not go too fast, just keep it nice and steady. There's the first signs of the sun coming up.
Paris Orly traffic, Air France 15 Whiskey, rolling down 707 on the Evic 1 Golf departure.
Is that Dark Fury? Dark, I don't know if it's me or you, mate. Sounds very quiet. Okay, whilst we're on a straight section of taxiway.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Okay, PEDS check. No change to the QNH, still going to be a toga takeoff. Engine out procedure, standard right hand turn at 1,800 feet to the Mulber holding point. Departure is the Irixu 9er Golf. Yeah, that's in the FMGC. Stop altitude is flight level 130. So just concentrating on where we are here. So this Whiskey 2 just becomes Lima 4, and then from Lima 4 it's a slight right and then left again. So the Whiskey 37 holding point. Okay, so let's do our before takeoff checklist. Flight controls have been checked. Departure briefing is confirmed. Flap setting is config 1. Yeah, just set and check that on the hardware. FMA and takeoff data 136 blue, 141 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 13,000 blue, toga. Transponder is set. Ecam memo takeoff, no blue. EFB is stowed. Right, well I hope there's a runway coming up shortly. Now there's several stop bars here. There's Charlie, there's Sierra, but we're going for Whiskey 37, which is this one just here. So let's just hold that there for a moment, and we're going to just have a quick look outside, see what that approach path is like. That looks pretty good. The constellation Orion setting as well. HD, that's the highway out of the airport. Okay, all looks good. Just there. Brake temperatures are fine and dandy. Approach path is clear. Okay. Paris Orly traffic, Alpine 631 Juliet, lining up runway 07 for departure on the Eriksu 9 Golf departure. Okay, strobes, landing lights, nose lights, turn off lights, pack 1, pack 2, transponder, TCAS. Before takeoff checklist below the line. Cabin is secured. Engine mode selector
Cabin crew seats for takeoff, please.
is normal. TCAS TARA. Packs off, anti-ice not required. Christian, good evening sir, hope you're well. Hopefully the frame rate should improve as we leave Paris. It's one of the reasons I tend to avoid Paris. I've got nothing against it personally. Okay. Lined up and ready to go. So, takeoff. Start the chrono. 50% in 1. Engine stable. Set takeoff thrust. Mantoga, SIS and runway. $80 knots. Back to neutral by 100 knots.
100 knots.
V1 and rotate. Little wind there as we went up. Nav.
Positive ring 1, gear up.
Quick reminder, noise abatement 1 departure. Autopilot 1 engaged. Lever climb, set climb thrust. Thrust climb, SRS. Acceleration is at around about 3,300 feet. Getting us up and out of the way of the Parisians. That's climb, there it is. Both packs now back on. And as you can see, our rate of climb just reduced to help us accelerate away. Once we get past S-speed, we'll clean up, disarm the spoilers. Not a cloud in the sky. We'll release the cabin crew once we've done that. Set standard pressure. There we go. S-speed, flap 0, spoilers disarmed. And we'll continue up to our initial climb altitude, flight level 130. Cabin crew released. I'm surprised HD hasn't complained about the lighting. I didn't mean to turn that off. Johnny, you'll have to spam the chat, mate, when we touch down. I can't show you them whilst we're live on VATSIM, I'm afraid. Wow, that is a line of aircraft behind us waiting to take off. Did you see that? Who knew I was holding so many people up? Let's hope we've got a couple of minutes separation between them. It's still breathtaking, isn't it, the graphics they've managed to get out of this simulator.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin.
Coming up
Remember
to 10,000
that smoking
feet.
is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Oh, look at the morning sun, and it's red. That is awesome. That really is neat. I don't care about clearing red navs and fixed pages out, I just want to watch the sunrise. Level 330. Let's continue the climb then. And flight level 330 blue. Kim on Facebook, that's a lot to do, don't think I could do it. Oh, you can. It becomes automatic if you do it enough. That's what pilots strive for. Although that automation can, of course, lead to issues.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin. We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Oh, I mean, how amazing does that look? I'm loving the fact that the glare in the flight deck and in the aircraft is orange with the morning dawn. That really is nice. Dark Fury, your cabin crew is serving eclairs. Wow. They got those out quickly. Do you know one thing I didn't check? It's just completely, it's just dawned on me. The distance, 391 in the flight plan. Oh well. Currently climbing at 2,600 feet, passing flight level 160. No ATC sadly at the moment. We'll see if Marseille traffic picks us up a little bit later on. HD, yes, we definitely checked the route this time. After what happened on the other stream last, was it last week that happened? Dave, the landing elevation is set automatically. Leave it set to auto and you should see on the pressure page, hang on, there you go, leave landing elevation to auto and it knows where we're going, it knows which airport it is and it knows it knows the altitude. A few specks of cloud as the dawn comes. Of course, it's complete poppycock because this is real world weather, but not real time, of course. Christian, you love the reflection off the coffee cup. Yeah, it's faded a bit now, hasn't it? But yeah, when we were flying with the sun right at a 90-degree angle to us, that looked really nice, didn't it? I mean, all the reflections look great. They really do. Chris Hogg, good evening to you, sir. If you are enjoying the stream, guys, please do remember to hit that like button. Huge difference to the channel on the YouTube algorithms every time someone does that. And of course, if you are new, please don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notifications bell for notifications of future videos and live streams. HD, yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Not quite sure why suddenly we've been downgraded to 720 on on the stream. I need to look into that, but my internet has been absolute pants, for the want of a better word, today. Normally we've got about 50-60 megabytes a second, and I'm down to about 17-18, so I don't know if Sky are doing some work on it. Hey Ryan, any ideas when at high altitudes at night ground textures don't look pinch sharp at low altitudes? It's fine. Any ideas as to the level of detail? I think so. My level of detail is set now to 3. In fact, you know what? I think I lowered it slightly because I think a few of us, we've all said that following Sim Update 7 we've lost a few frames. I think I lowered it to about 270, so not a massive difference. I just wanted to keep it smooth. In the end, smoothness for me is what helps with the immersion. That and beautiful reflections off the coffee cup. And look at that now, as the sun's getting higher, those rays from the sun are no longer red. Hospitalet, the engine out procedures, etc., engine out altitudes and the procedures, they're all available on a document in the pilot's briefing room on our Discord server. Massive thanks as always to HD who sorted those out for us. Ben, your Microsoft Flight Simulator keeps crashing because you only have 16 gigabytes of RAM. It shouldn't be crashing because of that. I used to have only 16 gigabytes of RAM before I started streaming, and it worked absolutely fine. I'm just express flight level 250 then, still in the climb. Should be on the ground in around an hour's time if all goes to plan. Bruno, in real life, could you fly this aircraft without weather and terrain radar? Yes, you could, but it would be up to the pilot in command as to whether he actually wants to take the aircraft or not. If it was the most perfect clear day weather-wise and you were going somewhere without any terrain or anything daft like that, maybe down to Faro, just saying, then, I don't know, maybe I'd convince HD to run with it and take it. Lockdown Cobra, why did your aircraft suddenly shut off in the middle of a flight? I have no idea. Sounds dramatic, doesn't it? HD, yeah, perfect clear day like today. Today has been a great day for plane spotting. Okay, how many guys, how many of you do this? This is proper aviation, commercial aviation geeky stuff, right? But when I'm usually out walking the first officer, Captain George, and it's more fun when I've got my boy with me, we'll look at whatever aircraft is flying overhead of us, and we'll try and identify what aircraft it is, what airline it is, and which airport it's going to. Just from the direction and the size of the contrail as well, gives it away as to whether it's wide body, narrow body, etc. And you know, 9 times out of 10, we'll get at least one of them right: destination, airport, airline, or aircraft type. What are we at? Coming up on flight level 290. Kim on Facebook says, yeah, he does that. Barry, you do that as well. Oh, you're making me feel good, guys. It's not just me. Frederick Thompson, hello to you. HD, guessing the destination is a skill. Yeah, you need to have some airline knowledge. So I know that on our house, if I see a narrow body going at a perfect 90-degree angle, I've got a good bet that from where I am, that's most likely a Ryanair or a KLM. Oh no, not KLM. They probably occasionally they have contrails. They start to think about coming down where I am, and if they're heading into Dublin. If they're heading north, of course, and it's a wide body, well, take your pick. That's off to America. Yeah, Barry, and then you go and verify it with Flight Radar. Ryan E! Oh, thank you so much, Ryan, for your 449 donation. Says, go and have a drink on me during the cruise. Let's get to the cruise first, Ryan. Fingers crossed. But very kind of you, Ryan. Again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Dave, you're now too lazy to do that. You just use AIG to plane spot. Yeah, well, it's good, isn't it? HD, you sit and do that in the garden whilst fighting with a puppy, no doubt. Dave Hunter, you look here and all you see is the police helicopter. Yeah, and then me and my lad, we just bet each other. He'll say what he thinks, I'll say what I think, and then we'll see who's right. Remy, once the destination is yellow, then you need to activate it. Yellow is so green is showing you what you have programmed in. Yellow is showing you what you've changed, what you're changing to, and then you need to press the bottom right or the line side key number 10. Not number 10, 12, isn't it? Is it 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 12. Bottom right. Miroslav, could I somehow do the approach with training on how to return to an airport if you use the holding point before approaching? It's something I want to do, but I kind of want to get that secondary flight plan working first because that makes it much more simple. Right, we've got about 1,000 feet to go. Virgin Atlantic 4345, welcome. Stig, I'm not on multiplayer. We're on VATSIM tonight. Oh, HD, of course it is. Line side key left, line side key right. Mac Alt Star. I thought 12. That didn't sound right, but I went with it anyway. Okay, Alt Cruise. And we shall do some top of climb checks.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you'll be delighted to hear that we are now at our cruising altitude, and we hope to give you nice views throughout the flight as we have good weather ahead and shouldn't be experiencing any turbulence. Of course, this means that you will not spill any of your drinks that you may have from the cabin crew as they begin to start making their way around the aircraft. Could you please ensure that the aisles are kept clear so the cabin crew can offer you their cabin service, which will begin shortly. A reminder that EasyJet SIP pilot channel members are able to access free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of the flight.
HC says just sound confident. Half the job is just sounding confident. The only time that doesn't work is when you try sounding confident with your wife, and well, she knows better, and she's usually right. Right, there we go. Flight level 330. We'll do a fuel check in a couple of minutes as well. See how that's working. HD, what would you like to look at? Let me know, and I'll get that up for you. Also see what the weather's doing. Fly-by-wire have supposedly also fixed the crash to desktop button, haven't they? When printing the METAR. Not that I'm brave enough to try it live on stream. HD, so lateral revision on the flight plan. Go on then, talk us through this. So, any lines like you left on any waypoint. Go on then, we'll go for the one after the next one we're going to, which is a Deka. The only thing that we can actually do here, I think, is pop in next waypoint or a new destination. Can't wait until that hold function is enabled. Don't we need to put something in the new destination HD? Not that I want to actually do that just yet. Mind you, we don't have to confirm it, do we? I'm gonna have to try that. I'll try that off air HD. I just don't want to lose the flight plan or anything daft like that because I've not tried it before. I'm not sure what would happen. But yeah, I will try and jump in at some point, see if that works.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So, whilst we're just in the nice stage of cruise, I want to just have a look and see happening with regards to the runway use. Oh no, they're still landing on runway 30 right, so that's fine. That's good. I needed to do that fuel check, didn't I? But never mind, we'll do that at the next waypoint. So we have got the latest METAR is 040 at 12. A few clouds, 3,500 feet. Gonna have a layer of clouds to go through as we get down. Broken 7,600, overcast 9,400. Temperature 11 QNH 1018. We'll get another request before we put anything in to the box. 243 miles to go. Now, as I said, I don't actually... I'm almost certain I've not been to Montpellier before. So let's have a look how we're going to do this. So... at Diva, we want to be 190 or below. Rixel above 120. Max speed then at Lekla is 250 knots. And then we can descend with this profile here if we need to. So flight level 80, flight level 70, and then that's going to take us straight over the runway. HD, are you sure I've been here before? How do you remember that? And then we're platform altitude is 2,000 feet. Ooh, could we... Oh, mind you, I think I was going to say, I think ATC's online, otherwise. We could, if ATC were kind, they could give us that transition, rather than overflying and then making the teardrop approach. The 6 Echo is the more direct. I'm all for saving time and fuel. Are they online? Let's have a quick look. Marseille Control are online. Let's put the 6 Echo. Well, let's put the 6 Echo in, and they may change it. You don't tell ATC which star you're going for anyway, even on VATSIM. So still the ILS 30 Romeo, 6 Echo. Although 6 Echo is usually only via ATC. Well, ATC is online, so potentially that's still doable. Let's insert that. Check that flight plan now. Oh, there we go. That looks nice and neat. Very happy with that nav track. The VM, 144 people watching. Am I feeling any stress? Well, actually, when you take into account Twitch and Facebook, we've got about 160, so nah. But then I haven't had to do anything important just yet. Okay, let's work out where we're going to start that descent at the very latest. What have we got? We've got a slight headwind as well, so that'll work out quite nicely for us. If we want to be flight level 190 or below at Ergol, ERGUL, yeah. What are we at? Flight level 33. Okay, so what was it? Flight level 19. So if we start that about 45 miles away. There we go. I'll also pop in the Fox Juliet Romeo VOR. Oh, there's Marseille. 12465. Marseille, good evening. Alpine 631 Juliet, flight level 330 inbound Adika.
Alpine 631 Juliet, bonsoir, Squawk 1000.
Squawk 1000 for Alpine 631 Juliet. And we'll see if he gives us any star information. To be fair, he may just vector us in. Entirely up to him.
Reference 15 with you, you're cleared the Mount 6 Tango arrival.
So wait to hear.
The 6 Tango arrival,
We're going to get the 6 Tango arrival, because that's where he's just given Dark Fury.
Ainsi 0, la piste sera assignée par l'approche, vous pourrez consulter la piste quand vous serez à portée.
So I am going to go back to that.
Alpha Center, good evening, Alpha 38 Hotel November, with flight level 350.
My call sign.
Flight 38 Hotel November, bonsoir, NT sign.
Actually, no, it wasn't. It's slightly different. Christian, please land smoothly. You have a lot of back pain today. I'll do my best for you. I can't land as good as HD. And Alpine 631 Julie just confirmed we're going to be expecting the Mende 6 Tango arrival into Montpellier.
Alpine 631 Juliet, yes, I confirm you're cleared Mende 6 Tango arrival.
Roger, the Mende 6 Tango arrival for his Alpine 631 Juliet.
Hello France 15 Whiskey, expect RNP approach runway 12 left via Gigna.
Oh, is he using 1-2 left? I need a different chart.
Expecting the RNP 12 left.
RNP approach, 1-2 left. Let's have a look at this then. So,
Mosaic Control, Shutdown, X-ray, flight level 350.
ATC are going to help us get down, but let's just change this to a Diva.
Balsi Bhakti for 10 X-ray.
And it's still going to be around 45 miles. For that, in the RadNav page, I'm going to put the VOR on the field, which is Fox Juliet Romeo. Let's get the latest weather, shall we? So I'd imagine then we might get some vectors. After Valag, we need to change the approach, don't we? So on nav 1, 2 left. The Mende 6 Tango arrival. And that is bringing us in via... What's the initial approach fix for it? It's Gigna. Let me just check that on the charts that that is correct. Yes, Gigna.
Alpine 631 November, available Alpine 631 November, bonsoir, scoop 1000.
Okay, there it is. Right.
Alpine 631 Juliet, expect RNP approach runway 12 left via Gigna.
Expect the RMP 12 left via Gigna for Alpine 631 Juliet. Right, so let's talk about how we're doing this. We've already said we've got the top of descent programmed in. We're under ATC control anyway, so we want speed 250 knots at
Alpine 631 November identified.
Lekla.
Direct to Mike Echo November, Mond.
Lekla, then down to Gigna, and then from here, ideally at Gigna, we've only got about 7 miles there. What's our platform? 3,000. So the platform altitude there is 3,000 feet at Gigna. I'd quite like flaps 1 by that point. So we want to be... If we can get... I want to be green dot before Valag. Green dot before Valag, flaps 1 at Gigna, flaps 2 leaving Gigna, then that gets us in for Mike Tango 505. Approach angle 3.7, so that's going to be slightly steeper than the norm. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Minimum safe altitude around this sector as we're coming in is 4,800 feet. Okay, let's do the full brief now. I've just gone through and checked what it is I want to do. Platform altitude is 2,500 feet, isn't it? Cheers, HT. And it's Fox Tango 1 to left, where we start the nav FPA. Let's just check that all of that is correct. Gigna Mike Tango 505. Gigna Mike Tango 505. IT1 to left. FT1 to left. And then we're down. Elevation is 12, missed approach, climb to S-Big, then turn right to Mike Tango 510, missed approach is 2,000 feet, max speed 190 knots, so that's going to be done flaps 1. We'll just get that weather. That's where it starts to get very busy, isn't it?
Sierra Alpha Mike, you're cleared. Salev 1 Papa arrival.
Temporary rain broken.
1 Papa, Saleh 1 Papa.
5,000 tower and cumulus.
Roger 1
Nice.
Papa.
So wind 030 at 16. Wind's getting up as well. Temperature is 10. QNH 1018. Let's get all that in, and then we'll do an overview of the brief now that I've had a chance to look at it. Wind is 03016.
Sierra Alpha Mike, is it runway 18?
Yes, Sierra Alpha Mike, expect ILS Zulu approach runway 18.
Thank you, expecting Zulu ILS 18.
And our decision altitude is 347.
Sierra Alpha Mike, proceed direct
Minimums,
to
runway visual range
Luma
1,500
Uniform
meters.
Victor Oscar Bravo.
Roger, direct Lufop, Sierra Alpha Mike.
Right, now I've looked through everything, let's revisit that brief. We've not had a descent clearance just yet. This could be interesting. May kill some fairies. Alright, so we want to be below flight level 190 to Diva, Rixel 120. Max speed at Lekla is 250 knots. Valag. Before Valag, I want green dot. Gigna, we want flaps 1. Leaving Gigna, flaps 2. We may then look at getting, because of that steep angle, HD's just briefed us on that as well. Fully configured before the final approach point, which is just here. So that's landing gear, flaps 3, and then once we're happy, flaps full. Let's just pop some stuff into the approach, into the fixes page for our missed approach as well. Although it could really do with going down. So, and Alpine 631 Juliet requesting a descent.
Alpine 631 Juliet, descent flight level 110 initially.
Descent flight level 110 for Alpine 631 Juliet.
Reference 15 Whiskey, direct to Gigna, descent flight level 70.
And we may get a direct as well, so that's going to shave off some more track miles. Okay, thrust idle, open descent flight level 110 blue.
Two 16 Zulu, South Cook 1000. Reference 15 Whiskey, please confirm direct to Gigna and descent flight level 70.
Oh, good lord, what have we done? We've pressed the wrong button.
Air France 161, mise en route et repoussage effectué pour roulage.
Air France 61, roulez point d'attente, piste 20, rappelez prêt.
Point d'attente, piste 20, on rappelle.
Lufthansa 174, now leave my airspace, Monitor Unicom 1228, good night.
Monitor Unicom 122.8, Bob access, thank you to service, Istanbul 174.
So let me concentrate, guys, on what we're popping in just here. Missed approach could be a missed approach, so I want to make sure that we're 100% happy with everything that's going to be going on here. Okay, so that's all the missed approach waypoints in. Right, so our minimums LNAV, VNAV minimums for category C is 347. That is set. Let's have a look where we're going once we've vacated as well, because we've got a lot of traffic behind us. We don't want to be holding them up. Onto left, so vacating right. Not too many places we can go actually. So Victor, or if we've missed that, keep on rolling, short runway, right to the end.
Alpine 631 November, change flight have at 110 initially.
Mated, thank you very much for your support. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the Captain's Club. If you're on our Discord server, please do make yourself known to us. We'll get you in the into the VIP room. And yeah, apologies I didn't acknowledge that a little sooner. Just in a nice busy stage of the flight now. Be interesting to see if that passing rain shower is still there when we get there as well. So if we're going to be 5,000 feet at MT505, we're going to go down 3,000 feet in around 6.5 miles, which is obviously doable, but if we're going to have flaps 2 before 505 and then the gear down before we start that final approach. Oh, Christian, you are right. We haven't got VNAV. So those minimums have now just increased. HD, you have checked this for us before, and Christian is right. It's 660. I'm almost certain of it now.
Autorisé décollage, vent 042 baissé.
Autorisé décollage, Air France 161.
Air France 15 Whiskey, descend to altitude 3000 feet, QNH 1018.
Descend to 3000 feet, QNH 1018, Southwest 152.
Air France 26 Lima Zulu, clear the Mount 6 Tango arrival.
Ryan E, to join the Captain Club, it's just the big red join button, mate.
26 Lima Zulu, no problem.
Obviously no obligation.
6 Tango arrival. 26 Lima Zulu, Mount 6 Tango arrival.
Lots of aircraft today coming in to Montpellier. It's about to get very busy.
Sierra Alpha Mike, when ready, descend to altitude 6,500 feet. Local QNH is 1023.
Descending to 6,500, QNH 1023, Sierra Alpha Mike.
Sierra Alpha Mike, when ready, you can maintain flight level 80 for now.
So we're also now just listening, of course, to ATC.
Alpha Control, Bonsoir, Alpine 4 Mike Tango, overhead Banco, flight level 265, descending to flight level 180.
Alpine 4 Mike Tango, unfortunately you're not in my airspace. I guess you should contact Swiss radar frequency 128050, bye bye. Yep, apologies for that. Have a good evening. No problem.
We've all done it. We've all contacted the wrong controller.
Niveau 360, Air France 161.
Alpine 631 Juliet, continue descend to flight level 70.
Descend flight level 70, Alpine 61 Juliet.
Montpellier Control, bonsoir, Alpine 37 Delta Foxtrot, flight level 300.
We need to get down, otherwise I'm not going to have a chance to slow down.
2060, contactez 10, 134 475, bonne soirée.
Avec les approches, on va
Transition altitude here is 5,000 feet as well, so still on standard pressure. Let's get the standby in, 1018.
Marseille Control, bonsoir, Alpine 37 Delta Foxtrot, flight level 300, inbound Shelley.
Alpine 37 Delta Foxtrot, bonsoir, scope 1000.
Squawk 1000, Alpine 37 Delta Foxtrot.
Feels a
Alpine
little...
631 Juliet, proceed direct to India Tango 12 Lima.
Direct to India Tango 12 Lima for Alpine 61 Juliet. That's a lot less track miles now.
Alpine 631 Juliet, continue descent to altitude 3000 feet, QNH is 1018.
Down to 3,000 feet, QNH 1018, Alpine 631 Juliet. 3,000 blue.
Alpine 37 Delta Fox identified, proceed direct to A Black.
Track miles 29, that's going to be tight, isn't it?
Alpine 37 Delta Foxtrot.
And Alpine 631 Juliet, cleared RNP approach runway 12 left, reported final.
Clear the RMP approach, runway 12 left, will report on final, Alpine 61 Juliet.
Sierra Alpha Mike, when ready descend 6500, cleared ILS Zulu approach runway 18.
I'm not convinced we're going to make this.
when ready descending 6,500 feet, cleared ILS Zulu 18. We'll call when established Sierra Alpha Mike.
...24 miles or so. Oh, it's 23 miles. And we're high. Alpine 631 Juliet. I think we're going to need some extra track miles as we're a couple of thousand feet too high for this approach.
Actually, say again, 631 Juliet.
Alpine 631 Juliet, we're going to need some more track miles as we're a little too high for the approach.
631 Juliet, left turn is approved and you can resume direct to India Tango 12 left when ready.
Left turn approved and we'll resume when ready. Many thanks, Alpine 631 Juliet.
Alpine 631 November, descent flight level 70.
This is where the terrain radar would be good.
France 26 Lima Zulu, expect RNP approach runway 12 left via Gigna.
Let's go manage speed and we'll do a sort of 90-degree turnout and then
Alpine
back
37
around.
Delta Foxtrot, cleared A Black 7 Romeo arrival.
Clear to the A Black 7 Romeo arrival, Alpine 37 Delta Foxtrot.
Marseille, bonsoir.
Check that wind to bring that back around.
France 455, bonsoir, direct Bordy, cleared Bordy 7 Romeo arrival.
Okay, let's start configuring flaps 1, speed checked, flaps 1, pull her back 180 knots. We'll get back on this shortly. Cheers HD. And I'm going to ding that now, so that's done as well.
Lieutenants, please
Flying
prepare.
38 Hotel November, now leaving the airspace, ready to Unicom
Ladies and
128.
gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Thank you.
If you can please return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened.
Okay, I
If you are travelling
think
with an infant, please ensure that they are secured
we should
safely
be
using
about
the infant seatbelt provided.
okay to go back
Bravo,
direct.
Mike, establish silence,
Until the
18.
fasten seatbelt sign is turned on.
Sierra Alpha Mike, since I didn't follow the procedure of your flight height, but
Okay,
I think
approach.
you're,
Minimum
able to
set
proceed to
both
the approach,
side.
you'll
Engine
get
mode select is
approach
norm
runway,
and flight bag is
18.
stowed.
I think I have received a clearance to ILS. Sorry.
Yes, there is a procedure flying to Louvre, Kenzo, Governor is just published on the charts, and you had to fly it because I'm not allowed to proceed to radar vectoring over here due to mountain.
Dropping out of those clouds now as
Oh,
well, so
roger that,
VMC
sorry.
coming into play. Minimum safe
problem
altitude as
on
we
next flight,
briefed
so
is
runway 18 clear to land, with
4,800 feet.
Clear to land 18, thank you. Sierra Alpha Mike.
Alpine 631 Juliet, confirm you're back to India Tango 1 to Lima.
How about 631 Julia Affirm?
That's wonderful, thank you. Alpine 631 November, continue descent to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH is 1018.
F1018.
Now we're going to go flaps 2. Speed check, flaps 2.
Alpine 631 Juliet, could you increase speed 190 knots until the fastest?
Increasing speed 190 knots until the final approach fix. Alpine 61 Juliet.
France 455, descent flight level 170 initially.
Descent level 170 is also visited.
2,500.
So as clear as for the approach, we should be able to get down now to 2,500. I'm going to get the landing gear down as well to add some drag there. Otherwise, we're not going to make it.
Delta 4 Kilo Mike, don't identify.
Gear down. And Alpine 631 Juliet, can we reduce to 180 knots?
Approved. Alpine 631 November, proceed direct to India Tango 1 to Lima.
India Tango 1 to Lima, Alpine 61 November.
2,500 open descent.
Alpine 61 November, continue descent to altitude 4,000 feet.
4,000, Alpine 61 November.
And Alpine 61 Juliet request further speed reduction.
Say again, 61 Juliet.
Alpine 61 Juliet, are we okay to reduce speed, please?
Yes, free speed 61 Juliet.
Roger, 61 Juliet. Flaps 3,
Alpine
speed check.
61 November, speed 180 knots or lower.
180 or lower, Alpine 61 November.
Gear down, flaps down. Flaps 3. I will get nav FPA on in a sec. Left hand turn coming up. Oh, what was that minimum again? There's that rain shower that it spoke of, isn't it?
Alpine 631 November, reduce minimum approach speed.
3.7 degrees.
November.
Let's wind that in.
And 61 November, cleared R&B approach, runway 12 left.
And cleared R&B 1.
There it is. FBA 3.7. Down we go. Let's hope we see that runway pretty soon.
Marseille, good evening. Fraction 8. We're flight level 350, direct port.
Fraction 8, bonsoir, stroke 1000.
Scooping 1000, fraction 8.
Whoa, level off, we've made a mistake. Level off.
Alpine 37 Delta Foxtrot, proceed direct to Mike Uniform Sierra.
Direct to Mike Uniform Sierra.
HD, I think we just caught that. Before you said it, we realised the mistake. IT 12 left and FT 12 left. Don't descend too soon.
France 455, contacting these approach, 134 decibel, 475.
Okay, we'll be using our distance chart to help us with that in a second. Make sure we can get back on track.
Fraction 8, direct course, east Russell Lake.
The sun is right in our line as well. Runway is now coming.
Alpine 631 Juliet, number 1, runway 12 left, clear to land, the wind 030 degrees at 12 knots.
Good land, runway 12 left, Alpine 631 Juliet. 2,000 feet should be at 5 miles. We're currently... Well, this will update in a moment, we'll check the track.
To Chambéry, taxi to stand at your own discretion. Thank you for flight till next time, bye-bye.
Taxi to stand, thank you. See you later, bye-bye.
6 miles is 2,400 feet. I don't want us to do that yet. Don't go down just yet. 5 miles is 2,000 feet. Now we can go down. Although we're visual with the airfield, so we can see what we need to see. Missed approach altitude is 2,000 feet. Flaps full. Three miles should be 1,200 feet. We may be a tad high. We'll check it out just here. We're about 40 feet too high, but I'm now happy with that. Landing checklist, cabin secured for landing, auto thrust speed, go around altitude 2000, set. ECAM memo, landing no blue.
Alpine 61 November, number 2, continue approach, runway 12 left.
Number 2, continue approach, Alpine 61 November.
Alpine 37 Delta Foxtrot, runway ready, descent flight level 170, correction 120 initial.
When ready, descend flight level 120, Alpine 37 Delta Foxtrot.
Minimum.
Back on the centre line.
Thank you, bye-bye.
$400.
Can feel that wind blowing us from the left.
300. 200.
Don't catch our wheels on those trees.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Marseille, good evening, Catalonia 033 with you, flight level 190 inbound route.
Swallows deployed, reverse green,
Catalonia
decel.
033, bonsoir, climb flight level 330.
climb flight level 330, Catalonia 033.
70 knots, reverses off. And we'll vacate. We know there's traffic behind us.
Lufthansa 57 X-ray, you're now leaving my airspace, Montpellier, Takeoff 1228, good night.
Switching Takeoff 122.8, thanks for the service and I'll see you around Ottawa.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Turns out we did get
Portable
off
electronic
at
devices
Victor.
for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings
Two things
with
we
you,
didn't do there.
checking in the
Set the
seat
final
pocket,
approach track
underneath the seat,
and turn the
and
flight
in the
directors
overhead
off.
lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your EasyJet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or EasyJet app.
And Alpine 631 Juliet, any parking for us or stand of choice?
631 Juliet, welcome to Montpellier taxi to send at your own discretion and see you next time, good night.
Many thanks for the good service, Alpine 631 Juliet, good night.
Hello, Alpine 631 November, number 1, runway 12 left, clear to land, wind 030 degrees at 12 knots.
Ooh, that was a bit hectic in places, wasn't it? If you enjoyed that, guys, please do hit the like button. Makes a massive difference to the channel. So really appreciate that if you can. Over 300 views as well at one point. That was that was lovely to see. Thank you so much for the support. So, bit of time once we've parked up as well for a bit of self-debriefing, which I shall go through momentarily once we've parked up and got things down. We'll get ourselves in.
Alpine 37 Delta Foxtrot, contacting East Approach 134.475, bye-bye.
East Approach on 134.475, Alpine 37 Delta Foxtrot, a bientôt.
Merci, au revoir.
Whoa, where are you two going?
All station, Marseille control is now closing. Please continue on Unicom 12 to simulate toutes les stations, Marseille ferme.
He may get sucked into an engine if we're not careful. Right, let me get shut down, and then I'll just talk about the approach. Oh, he wants us a bit further forward. Do all the ground crew lose their right batons? There we go. Parking brake set. Engines 1 and 2 shut off. Oh, I forgot to disable the flight log, which of course we... Is that going to come up? Oh, I thought the flight log was about to come up. Maybe not. Alright, let's just clear a few things up here. We've got catering, we've got the baggage, external power, that's all done. Here comes the gate. We're still on VATSIM, so we may see a couple of others coming in to land as well. We'll have a little chat about the about that. Johnny, keep reminding me, and I promise I'll show you at the end, then you can obviously pause the replay a little bit later on. So, few things that I did wrong on that approach. Let's talk about the first one. So right all the way back here, we'd already worked out where I wanted to start descending, and we got past that point. I had to ask ATC if we could start the descent. That then meant I was chasing anyway. He then gave us a direct to a waypoint down here somewhere. It's on this chart. So he then gave us a direct to India Tango 1 to Lima, which took even more track miles off because if we'd have been able to, we'd have probably been able to make it up if we'd have flown the full approach right through to Gigna. We then probably would have been able to do it and get down and configure in time, etc. So we were chasing our tails in regards to getting down. So then what I needed to do was we needed some more track miles. The controller said we were clear to add some more track miles to the left. We'd already briefed our minimum safe altitude was 4,800 feet there, so didn't want to get too much lower than that before making sure we were back on track. And by that point we'd just started to come out of the clouds as well, so VMC, I could see the terrain around us. I felt safe. I felt we were okay. Then we got ourselves all configured. We were happy. We obviously had a speed increase request from ATC. They asked us to maintain 190. Well, it's a steep approach, this. What is it? 3.7 degrees. Normally it's 3.0. So we wanted to be nice, fully configured flaps 3 by the time we got sort of, well, no later than here really. We can't do that at 190 knots. So we needed to get the speed back. ATC were accommodating, so that was okay. What we can do, what we did then, or rather what I did then, is just when everything was looking absolutely fine and we were down at 2,500 feet, I pulled the FPA 3.7 and I pulled it at the wrong point. I pulled it 0.3 miles from IT12L. It should have been pulled 0.3 miles before FT12L. So that I lost 500 feet where I shouldn't, which really we were at 2,000 feet here. That took me within about 400 feet or so of well, the terrains are beneath us, and obviously, yeah, not great. So we leveled off, we rescued that, and then once we got down on the right track, we were nice and visual as well. We'd come out of the clouds, we could see the runway, and at that point then all I did to make sure that we were at the right altitude on the right flight path angle is we used the distance to runway and these altitudes here, which is basically, 6 miles, 2,400, 5 miles, 2,000, and use that to basically make sure we're on the right track. And when we're happy, you can see 2 red, 2 white. Take the autopilot off. What I should have done as well when we took the autopilot off is also turn off the flight directors as well. Something else that I forgot to do. I can see HD almost echoing everything that I was saying. But the big one, what was the lesson learned here? Biggest lesson? Attention to detail. And on that note, here comes that rainstorm that was in the METAR. I'm glad we got down before this came in. Otherwise, we may have found ourselves going around. What was the runway visual range for this? It was 2,400 meters, and our decision altitude was 660 feet. All in all, though, lots to learn and enjoy from that stream. So really hope you enjoyed that. Obviously, lots to take into account. I think it will help as well if anyone did get lost through that, just to watch that back. Watch that back and see where the things went wrong. It's something I'll probably do at some point tomorrow, and I'll have a cup of tea with HD and maybe just a couple of biscuits. It wasn't that bad, but attention to detail is the biggest casualty on this stream. Right then, guys, thank you for watching second stream of the day. And for Johnny, before I go, let me quickly show you my graphics settings. I'm not going to spend too long on these because you can obviously pause the stream on a replay. There it is. That's everything that is currently set. There you go, Johnny. There you are, mate. And as HC's just said, any further questions regarding that approach, then use the Discord server, myself and HD obviously on there. And yeah, it was one of those approaches. Lots of things happened, and we were sort of trying to stay ahead of the aircraft which wasn't helped by the late descent and then the cut in the track miles, but ultimately we got down safe in the end, just with 1 or 2 points. Right then guys, thanks very much. 2 streams in one day. Love it. Who knows, might get another one in tomorrow, but I can't guarantee that, I'm afraid. So if not, I shall hopefully see you on Thursday. Thank you to everyone who has flown with us today here in the sim on VATSIM. Huge thanks to those of you that donated, contributed as well to the channel's upkeep, to the EasyJet Sim Pilot members. As always, big thanks to you, and of course to HD as well. Hope you all have a great Tuesday evening, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see you next time. Bye bye.